Ring, 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 ring. Is that you again, Jamie? How many times do I have to tell you? Stop calling me. You cannot have my Bitcoin, Jamie. I've been up all night looking at these damn charts. You cannot have it. No, I don't care how much you crash the market. You cannot have my Bitcoin, Jamie. You can take it from my cold, dead hands. Goodbye. Welcome everyone to this August 10th edition of What's Happening in Crypto with the Crypto Lark, broadcasting to you from New Zealand and bringing you all of the latest from the crypto world and beyond, thanks to the good folks over at cryptonews.com. Today's top stories, latest updates on the Bitcoin ETF from the SEC, voting goes on the blockchain, and big companies keep pouring money into Bitcoin mining. Bitcoin is at $6,623 today, down 11.63%. On the week, up a bit on the 24-hour, has been a pretty rough few days for Bitcoin hodlers as the market has taken a negative turn. Just to give a reminder that there is so much money always coming into the cryptocurrency ecosystem. Bitmain just dropping a casual $500 million on a Texas data and mining facility. That is a massive investment. They would not be putting that money in if they thought that the crypto markets were going to disappear or that Bitcoin was going to go to zero. Canaan Creative continuing to release interesting products. Obviously, we covered their Bitcoin mining TV the other day. They're also going to be releasing a household heater that will mine Bitcoin, along with a new Bitcoin miner, 30 terahash with a 7 nanometer chip. This will be the year of 7 nanometer chips in Bitcoin mining. GMO Internet has already released their 7 nanometer chip miner. Canaan now, Bitmain will be next. They're also releasing a new Litecoin miner. The SEC will decide on 9 Bitcoin ETFs in the next 2 months. Now, this is an important story because the Van Eck ETF was delayed until September, which caused this giant panic in the market and a really big overreaction, to be honest. But there are more ETF decisions on the way. They're coming in September. Now, the thing you have to keep in mind is that even once that process starts, this might take up to 240 days. That's a long time. Again, though, it is not a question of if we're going to see a Bitcoin ETF. It's just a question of when we're going to see a Bitcoin ETF. And the market has been overly reactionary when it comes to these topics because I feel like emotions are quite raw right now with the continuing bear market. CEO of Pantera Capital coming out and saying that investors are overreacting to the ETF delay, should focus on all the bullish news that has been coming out. And there has been an absolute raft of bullish news for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. The investments coming into the ecosystem are massive. One small tool has been delayed and investors freak out. It is a bit crazy when you think about it, but considering current market conditions, I'm not so surprised either. The Thai SEC interest increases in ICO and digital asset operations licenses. Recently, the Thai government has released a clear set of guidelines to allow for ICOs and cryptocurrency exchanges. They are, of course, receiving a lot of applications to launch those very services. Positive steps from the Thai SEC. Over in Ukraine, election official launches a voting trial using the NEM blockchain. NEM! Now, that's really cool because there are so many great use cases for cryptocurrencies and blockchain, but I've always thought that voting is a really good one. So to see them actually bringing those trials forward and pushing those trials, that's a great step. Obviously, this is not an official announcement that there is going to be an election in Ukraine using the NEM blockchain. But trials are always interesting because they can help prove the case for the technology. Speaking of trials, over in West Virginia, they're using blockchain to enable remote voting for overseas troops. And an interesting study out of Sweden reveals that young Swedes would prefer experts instead of elected government officials. And this is an interesting proposition because I've always felt that blockchain can replace politicians. We can all have an interactive democracy globally, not just within our own countries, but globally, with new technology. The politicians just become superfluous. I mean, hey, they're all liars anyway. I think politicians are right up there with lawyers in terms of how much people trust them. So why do we continue to enable these people to lie and steal from their populations? Why not just remove them altogether? Blockchainify everything, guys. Sweden would probably be one of the first countries to move in that direction as the young generation comes into the decision-making process. Binance has announced a sneak peek of their DEX. It's really basic at the moment, but it is moving forward, and we will have a Binance DEX that does have high functionality. It's only a question of time. The Tezos class action lawsuit is continuing forward. Having a read through the story, it seems a bit ridiculous. They actually tried to bring in Tim Draper and Bitcoin Suisse into the lawsuit as well, saying, well, but Tim Draper talked about it, and I think that was professional financial advice. Come on, man. This lawsuit is really quite ridiculous, but nevertheless, it is advancing, so we'll have to see how that does play out. But the Tezos blockchain itself is continuing to grow in seriousness as more bakers, those are the ones who do the block creation, are coming online all the time. So the community does continue to grow. And final news, exciting from Ledger. They have added 8 new cryptocurrencies, some very exciting names here: VeChain, WanChain, Icon, Ontology, POA, Koala, RSK, and Particle. That is super exciting to finally have a place to like my WanChain and my Icon. Man, this is gonna be great. So very cool to see them actually rolling that out. More hardware solutions are definitely needed. There are still, of course, some very glaring projects, Cardano, missing hardware support. Hopefully that does come in the near future. Thanks so much for watching today's episode. Let me know what you think about any of today's news stories down below in the comment section. Thumbs up the video and share these videos around the internet to help our community grow. Join the conversation over on Twitter. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.